How's your patient? Are you patient? And what do you collect? All this and more on today's Brilliant Observations. Do, 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 do.
Oh my gosh, Melissa, got a new toothpaste. It's not working. Not working.
Is it like, wait. Is it a
working.
sensitive teeth toothpaste?
No, I have a 14-year-old son.
Is it black charcoal?
No, but you're in the right category. Because I have a 14-year-old son. Because I have a 14-year-old son,
Yeah,
I now have every product ever created for beauty, wellness, fantastitude, all the stuff. So he demanded he asked for a specific type of toothpaste, right?
That he saw on TikTok?
Huh? It was Crest Optic White, the red one.
Okay.
So I had to go get. I'm like, your teeth are white. What are you gonna optic white? What are you doing? It's just whatever. I hear my husband's voice echoing in my head as I stand blinded in the toothpaste aisle of the supermarket. He's like, he's a good kid. Always asking for his toothpaste. Just get him a toothpaste. I mean, my husband is not a 1940s boxer, but I'm just trying to say.
I
bought
that
him
you
the
have a good
fucking
impression
toothpaste.
of him, too.
Well, I bought 3 toothpastes because I had no idea, or did I care to look specifically for the one he asked for. So I saw a red box, and I just grabbed 3 red boxes, brought them home, put them on the counter, and said, you may choose. He did. And then the remaining one went in my cabinet, which I used this morning, and I'm certain it's quite efficacious, but it tastes like,
Shit.
I don't know, construction putty. It's not the kind of thing you want to brush your teeth with. It's super chalky, and it's no mint, and it's like got some grit in there.
So it's more baking soda than anything else.
I don't know. It was $9. The whole thing, I'm thinking, yeah, the box itself was
10-pack?
dimensional. No, the box was like bejeweled
Ooh.
and had like concave areas. Like it was quite an impressive box. And I thought, this is a lot of money that I'm spending on this kid whose teeth are already straightened, by the way. So I feel like I've invested all I need to invest in his grill. It's time to pass the torch.
I'm going to add to Brian. I'm going to add to his theory of he's a good kid. He's just asking for toothpaste. Give him fucking toothpaste. I'm going to add to that theory. He's brushing his fucking teeth. Like, how many parents of 14-year-olds do you think wrestle to the ground to throw in a weekly brush? Like,
oh, my God.
Whatever you want. That's fine.
The hair product. The body
product. You want new deodorant. You want to smell good. You want your teeth to be shiny. A, what's her name? And B, good boy.
3 showers a day now. It's like.
That's a different reason.
Really? It's truly not. It's because he works out. So he gets a shower in the morning, and then he gets a shower at night, and then somewhere in the middle he'll work out. And I thank sweet Jesus he takes a shower after he works out, because Lord in heaven, we'd all be dead. How are you, Melissa? Good morning, Melissa. Good morning to you. Sorry to cut you off.
That's
mid-word.
okay. Dear listener, I don't know if you remember, but Amy had 4 men in her house. One has gone to college, but 4 man-sized men who use the urinal that they have in their powder room at the front of the house when you come in. Would you like a potty? Would you like it to be a trough? She understands the rules and the game, and she is playing it quite well. So I would like to commend you on, I don't know, your skill at the game of being boy, mom, boy, oh boy, I'm his
I
mom.
receive your praise. I accept it fully. And just as an aside,
How did you do that?
It's a quite elegant urinal. I mean, it's.
I'll bet it is. Everything in your house is.
It's beautiful. I'll make sure it's super clean and take a picture of it and post it. Mm-hmm.
Please do that. Can you teach me how to do what you just did, which was accept a compliment? Because that is a fucking gift. To be able to not only hear and receive, but also make the person who gave you that compliment. I've taken my share of verbal abuse since inception, and I'm not confident about how to do this. So to be able to make the person who also gave you the compliment feel good about having done that, you're gifted. Could you share just a little with me or any listener who might also struggle with the receiving of compliments? How'd you do that?
Well, it's a learned skill. It is a learned skill. Many of the gifts in my life come naturally to me. And I have to decode how I've even been so blessed so that I can share with others the things that that's the natural state of being. I'm a happy little chappy, all the sorts of things. But compliment reception was spotty at best. I would actively, put up the defense mechanism. I'm trying to think of the Star Wars metaphor.
The shield.
Right?
You put up
the
your shield.
The shields were up and in full force. The electromagnetic blockade. Yeah, you're not getting through this wall. And even at the time, for the bulk of my life thus far, it would be just a polite thank you, and it would not even register. It just bounced off, deflected, didn't go in my head. So I got it was almost like I was autistic and I was taught the right response, but I had no connection to it. And so I would just say thank you, and nobody would be the wiser, but I would not be complimented,
but
because
it did not
absolutely
sink in the
fundamentally
pores.
did. Correct.
Did not hit right.
Then over time, I realized that leaning into that lie is very helpful. So if you
stop
really,
right there, that lie, stop
yes,
right there.
The lie of saying thank you, the lie of saying as if to say, oh, thanks or whatever. So this notion of I wasn't pretending to receive a compliment in the beginning. I was just acknowledging and moving on, largely because I didn't want the compliment to continue. In the beginning, it was, how can I shut this down? And the fastest path is to thank and walk, right? So I sort of learned my quickest way out of this compliment is to just be appreciative. So that was where I started. And then I figured out, you know what? What if I lean into the lie of being appreciative? What if I soak in that gratitude state, right?
Did I send you that TikTok this week?
Yes,
Somebody
you
asking
did.
about soaking. Okay,
so
go
gross.
ahead.
It's a throwback to you, and you call back to you in the soaking every time with Dixon. Every time with Dixon, you. Okay, soaking is gross, guys. Google it and then be sad that you Googled it. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. It's just
don't send your kids to BYU. It's all they do.
Not what you want. Okay, so now it's this notion of saying thank you, and I would hold it. So I would say thank you to end the compliment, but then I would think about what was just said to me and actively decide if I could accept it, right? So it was like a crack in the shield. Like, I'll let it in. I don't know if you're going to make it all the way to the core and explode the Death Star, but for now, you're in the cabin with us, right? So I say thank you. I let it roll around for a minute, and then I get rid of it. And sometimes I keep it. So the more you do that, the crack gets bigger and more compliments get in. And then when you've got a whole room full of compliments, sometimes you have a cocktail and you start to make friends with them. And that's how it works.
That's how the only way I can receive a compliment is if I'm impaired. Did you hear that? The crack gets bigger. Dear listener, is your crack as big as Amy's? Thank you.
That was a long walk to a dad joke that we didn't even see coming. That's why you're a pro. I love it. I love
dad joke.
I love it. And it's on Bob Schwartz's birthday, so it's the perfect time. We have a friend who is the king of dad jokes. Even before he was a dad or a joke, he would do both of these things, and it's hilarious. Oh,
I
he's
did
gonna
wish
love
him
that
a happy
crack joke.
birthday this morning.
Good for you. You see?
Okay.
See how you do. Okay.
So in our past week since we've been together, I have gotten considerable feedback. I'm not going to lie. Like I spoke with the ladies who took my blood, by the way. I strongly advocate using the Flintstones vitamins with iron if you are cuspy or low iron ever when you go to give blood. There's nothing worse than being rejected from doing the one nice thing that you do. So I wasn't about to have it. So now I'm a Flintstones girl.
Love
and
it.
Again. And so they're all listeners now, and they chimed in on everything from Lizzo to Kanye to, oh my God, the finger. A previous episode, dear listener, we talked about the removal of your pinky finger for cash. What is your price? Well, let me tell you. I had one woman taking my blood who said, my pinky doesn't even work. You can have it. I'll give you $6 to take it. Like, it was
no. It's not a sale. We're not doing a pinky fire sale. Stop.
This isn't a bargain.
You've been around
hunter.
needles too long, bloody. Stop it. Okay? Let me help you out.
These girls were so nice. I've had good and bad donation experiences with American Red Cross. I've had good and bad snacks experiences there. These girls were so lovely. I hope to see them every time I go.
My pinky don't even work.
She sat there like you do.
To do?
with a pencil. You know those pencils that you shake up and down and it looks. She just
like
kept flicking her pinky, and it wasn't even attached to anything.
Making it look like a hot dog that just kind of dangled from your knuckle, but with less solidification.
You know what she also taught me?
Flappy. No.
I think it was Snyders pretzels. First of all, do you like pretzels? Are pretzels
yes,
cantaloupe?
Yes.
They're fantabulous.
I'm so scared that you would have any moment in between that question and the yes. It's got to be yes. Yes.
Pretzels are great. They're just great. Soft, hard, all types. Like I'm not going to make
I wish I had that drop. I wish I had that drop. Soft, hard, all types.
Pretzels are like penises. They are fantastic. Soft, hard, all types. You happy now?
A little salty? Yeah, fantastic.
So this one woman taught me that Snyders makes itty bitty pretzels. Have you seen these?
I have, and I adore them. They are literally on the package called Itty Bitty with 2 T's twice. I love you.
They are perfection. They are, as somebody who struggles sometimes with ADD all the fucking time, the texture, the double taskingness of me needing to either have Bridgerton playing again in the background while I do laundry, something of familiarity. These itty bitty pretzels, while you are reading, while you are knitting, while you are doing a puzzle, while you are watching Netflix, anything where you would normally be shoving hands full of Swedish fish or fuck Amy for sending me delicious, gummy other things. The texture, the taste, everything about them, size, is perfection.
Yes.
And this woman the woman with the sketchy pinky was so fucking right. They are amazing. And I bought them. And here's how much. All right. So for the last few days, I've had a full house. I've had the boy who flew in from Pittsburgh,
much better than that book, The Boy and the Dog with the Thief in the Nighttime.
Oh, that book was great.
I'm saying
I think I saw the play with you too, didn't I see
it? It was arguably the best play I have ever seen. It was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. I did not see it with you. I accidentally saw it with my neighbor. My point to you is the boy with the whatever sounded like you wrote a title of a novel. Since again, we're off topic. Get back to your son with the pretzel.
Flew in. I gave him the keys to his car. He drove to pick up his sister. His sister calls me and says, "Are you here yet?" And all I said was, "Waiting downstairs." I didn't say I am. I didn't say anything else. She walked downstairs and saw her brother, and she was the sofa king of happy. I said to my son, "Can you just film her face?" And his answer was not in these words, but "Fuck you. I'm not filming dick. Bye." And he hung up. He got out of the car. He walked. He met her. She said, "Somebody's coming at me, and I don't know who it is. Where's my mom?" Yay! And she threw a huge little party in the car, and it was great. So I've had a full
You could have been on the Today Show, Ethan, but you fucked it up because you too much of a I know what's righter. See,
writer. Yes.
You don't know what's righter.
So here's full circle. Here's my point. I did an Instacart that brought in these itty bitty pretzels that bring such joy. And as my daughter is fleecing us by taking everything she can to go back to school, she looked over and saw that bag, and I thought, okay, you can have it because I love you that much.
No, you don't.
And she said, "Nah, I mean, I have pretzels at school." And
She's so stupid.
She's so dumb. I didn't even argue with her and say, "These are so okay. Bye."
Okay, goodbye. Go learn in college.
I even made her cupcake cones so she wouldn't take my little itty bitty pretzels.
Now let's take a dog leg and help people understand, because until I encountered them for myself, you really don't know. So I'm just going to help you guys understand. You've seen a goldfish cracker. There's really only a little goldfish, right? Everybody has an idea worldwide of what a goldfish is, the goldfish crackers that you eat. Okay? Because of the size, that's what I'm doing here. An itty bitty pretzel is roughly 1/3 larger than a goldfish fish. It's a tiny fucking pretzel, and it's pretzel shaped. It's not a nub, it's not a stick, it's not a waffle, it's not a slice. It's a fucking pretzel shape that's been miniaturized into it's actually been condensified into its ideal deliciousness. Okay?
Like with a ray gun. Like somebody took out that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids ray gun and took a full real-size pretzel and took it to perfection.
They made it, yes. And so it is just small enough that when you pick it up with your fingers, you can hold it. You don't have to like fiddle with it. It's the right size in your finger. It fits totally on your whole tongue if you want to eat the whole one, or if you want to eat 9 of them, they go in at the same amount. You're fine that way too. And then you got it's so good. It's so good. How good is it? It's that good. It's better than you think. That's how good
I have
it
a
is.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
You said something that made my skin crawl a little, and I'm going to hit it because I can't be the only one. Do you ever put 9 goldfish in your mouth at once? Do you ever handful pretzels and goldfish?
Yeah. What are you talking about? Of course. What are you trying to say?
Really?
Like, what do you mean? Are you trying to suggest that you have a singularity with your goldfish, that they go in one at a time, and that
One
you
at a
gently moisten them with your saliva
Yes,
and then let
that's
them
what I
dissolve
do.
like some sad satanic orange paste in your mouth, getting in
Yes.
every single tooth a crack? No. No. No,
Yes.
it has been nice knowing you. Goodbye.
But how did
No.
you describe it like you know me so well and still
Because
are so
that's
hard?
the most abhorrent way to consume that product. Anyone who would ask the question, have you ever eaten more than one at a time, clearly has a sickness. So I already knew the category that we were in. And the only question is, how far has the mania gone? Okay? Sick, gross, disgusting.
It's gone as
No.
far as putting one in first with your teeth, cracking it in half, and then making paste.
You're
oh my
so
God.
gross. You're
But
so
that's
gross.
why, for me, those itty bitty pretzels hit so right. Because
No.
do you put 9 of those in your mouth too?
Yes, of course. I only bought that. Why are you holding your face? I
I
only
just
bought
can't.
them. No. I only bought them to make my signature mix because I was so excited to have a new pretzel, or to have a shape that could fit with my signature mix. And when I put them in there, I realized that they are the perfect size. I mix
Don't worry,
them
dear
with
listener. I'm not letting her
yogurt-covered
go
blueberries
anywhere without
and
telling us
peanut
what her special mix
M&Ms. No, in college I invented something called Fat Mix, right? And it's peanut M&Ms invented.
Go ahead.
Peanut M&Ms, cashews, and something else. I don't even remember. It's probably like plain M&Ms. But I put them all together, and I would just eat it. And I called it, look, this is our Fat Mix. That's exactly what's going to happen to us. Cut to, I was in the supermarket a year ago, and the exact same mix is in a bag labeled Sofa Mix. And I'm like, really? Really? Really, Sofa? Really, Sofa? So on
Really,
the lacrosse
Planters,
fields,
Mars?
so on the lacrosse fields, all this time, I have been making various variations of Fat Mix, and the best one by far has included itty bitty pretzels,
Yes.
yogurt covered blueberries,
Oh,
dried cherries,
no.
salted pecans, goldfish crackers, and peanut M&Ms. All together, mixed together, shook up together, gozy, and they're not all in the same proportion, right? So when you dive your hand in there,
Right.
most of the stuff that you're going to get is cashews, peanut M&Ms, pretzels, and then occasionally you'll get a little hit of the sweetie blueberry, and then occasionally, and it tastes like a different kind of piece of candy, and occasionally you get that tart, sour Michigan dried cherry, and occasionally it'll be covered with salt from the not cashews, pecans, right? Pecans go over better. So anyway, yeah. So they're all roughly about the same size and about the same texture, except some of them are crunchier. So it's a very good, and the kids can eat it and not get sick if they have to run right back out onto the field. It's got a lot of protein. It's got a lot of fat. It's got a lot of salt, which helps with dehydration. It tastes good, which is really the only thing I care about. It goes well with your wine, which, shh, be quiet. We're drinking wine. Yes. So that's what's happening.
You
Itty
even
bitty pretzels.
described Gorp, good old raisins and peanuts, in a way that made my face drool. I don't know how you do it. You get
because
girl.
they're good, because it's goodness. All I'm doing is naming the thing. There's nothing special about this. Your body knows it's good. Your body knows it's good.
I'm afraid to tell you to go get these because I'm afraid they won't be there when I want them.
They won't. I have such a hard time finding them. I really do. And what I've learned is, in our supermarket chain, we have, I think most cities have a predominant supermarket chain. Here, the name is silly. It's called Harris Teeter. So we have more Harris Teeters than we have any other kind of store, right?
Okay.
There's only one Harris Teeter that stocks itty bitty pretzels. We have 9 Harris Teeters in my zip code.
You'd think
One.
the buyer would do the same for all the same chain restaurants.
Everyone no, and I've
Restaurant?
learned this the hard way about many, many ingredients. Your local supermarket caters to the people who buy from it. So the stuff you get at the supermarket chain, you can't necessarily get at the same supermarket 4 minutes away because they're selling and that's
what
mostly
you buy.
it's mostly for specialty foods, and I get particular kinds of flour and all this, whatever. So the stuff that I'm buying, it's duck eggs and shit. I mean, I get I understand it. But the one that caters especially to toddlers and has the largest percentage of child goods, right? The biggest area devoted to that
have the itty
has
bitties.
the itty bitty pretzels. And they're always stocked in those stupid size sodas, which I don't buy, but the end caps are always like the little half sizes. Everything is for kitty, right? So it's like, oh, I guess this is where the families are. Fuck you. I'm here to poach your pretzels and leave.
I got to tell you, dear listener, try them. You will write in. I know you're not inclined to write in. Trust me, I know. But once you try the itty bitties, this information might be helpful to you. brilliantobservations@gmail.com. Listen Brilliant on Twitter and Instagram. Brilliant Observations and Brill Ob Squad on Facebook. Come find us there. Take a picture of you stuffing itty bitties into your pie hole, or just admit it. Amy's crazy, and it's a one-at-a-time snack.
Don't soak your fucking pretzels. I mean, that's ultimately what you're doing. You need to eat.
I'm
your
a
mouth is
Mormon.
for eating. Why are you soaking these pretzels? It's a perversion.
I think that's kind of my point, that I'm actually not eating for nutrition, or I'm eating because I have a mental neurodivergence, whatever, that makes me need to constantly stick something in my mouth. Soft, hard, all types. And,
Congratulations, Stuart.
and have a little crunchy here and there. And it's without that. It's just a compulsion. So one at a time keeps me normal, as opposed to if I did handsful at a time, I would be as big as a fucking house. So I'm going to go with my one at a time. Same for goldfish. Do you have a favorite flavor of goldfish?
Original. That's it.
Really, just cheddar.
All other flavors, even the ones that they coat with beet juice to make rainbow. You get suckered into buying that big box. You know, the multicolored goldfish in the rainbow box.
I don't like any of the ones that come off on my hands.
They don't come off on your hands, but they're just different colors, and the reason they're different colors is because they've been dyed with beet juice and grape juice and, kale and all sorts of other shit. I mean, it's natural. They're at least doing that much. And then they add mystery, death dye number 90 or whatever the fuck they put in it.
Flavor. Yeah, no thank you.
The whole wheat ones, they taste like shit. The rainbow ones, they taste like shit. The coated in spooge goo, phlegm dust, pass. I don't need any
if I
flaming hot
wanted
fish. Yeah.
spooge goo on my hands, there's the way you get it. Or eating Doritos. If I wanted orange fingers, I'd eat cheese curls. But if I wanted that flamey, weird taste, Doritos are the way to go. There's no reason to explosively dust fish with anything, because have you tried the Parmesan ones?
No. Why would I ever do that? As far as I went was the graham cracker, the pretzel, the full-on flavor
Pizza?
derivatives.
Did you try the pizza one?
No, because that clearly just got trouble. So, but if you're going to try
oregano.
and make, the goldfish one, the graham cracker one, I thought now I can do a s'mores fat mix, right? I can have a graham cracker goldfish because it's the right size and shape. I can have my plain peanut M&Ms and probably throw in some extra salted boiled Virginia or flash fried Virginia peanuts in there, the jumbos. And that would be like salty, sweet, chocolatey. And then maybe mini marshmallows. That would make a great fat mix.
Ugh.
But guess what? Yeah, that's super good. See, the fat mix is endless. Fat mix forever. Okay, so here's where we go. Then you eat one of those graham cracker goldfish, and they don't taste like graham crackers.
No,
and they
have a
certainly
weird
don't taste like
texture, too.
goldfish. And then you're like, what is this? What is this paste I'm eating? It all comes back to the paste. And that's what I don't understand. Because when you put it in your mouth,
Yeah.
all you want to do is let it sit there and sit there until it
Marinate.
dissolves.
Yeah.
Just dissolves. It just hangs around on your tongue until there's
Yeah.
nothing left. It's absorbed into your whole body. Why do you want that? That's not
like
how
that.
eating works. It's not how eating works.
I guess
you
I'm
got to
not
take a
doing it
bite
to
out
be
of
eating.
crime. You got to chew that shit up. It's delicious.
I
Get
hear
it
you.
everywhere, all over.
I
Get
hear
it
you.
everywhere, all over. Don't just be an active participant. Come on and get more. Take the bag, open it,
Guys,
and pour
you
it
have
into
to
your
see her.
mouth.
You have to see her
I'm
right now.
so-
She's
so
like
excited.
tearing a bag open with her teeth. She's like savaging this. I'm
It's
gently placing one teeny itty bitty
If you
in my
don't
mouth
have
at a
your
time.
fist in that bag, what are you even doing? If you're pinching out a single goldfish, why are you eating a goldfish? Because clearly you're interested in some other kind of life. You're interested in some kind of healthy life, some kind of moderation life. Goldfish are meant to be fisted. You grab that bag, you get irritated because you can't get in there quick enough, all the way up to your elbow. Let's go. You're scraping your fingers on the bottom of that foil that's in there, dumping it until the dust is getting on your cheeks. It's a goldfish. Let's get it now.
I'm not fisting goldfish. That is where I draw the line.
You have to. You're a soaker. Okay, Mormon. It's time to spice it up. It's time to spice it up. I'm just saying.
No. I like them so much I put them in a gallon Ziploc bag so they didn't go stale in the bag that I already opened. I like them that much.
Just so problematic.
But now because of you, I'm thinking, what if I got my Parmesan goldfish that I do really enjoy and I poured them into that bag and I had 2 salty snacks and then threw in peanut butter M&Ms because I always have those.
Okay.
And that adds some sweet to it with the salt
Good.
and a hint
Try
of nut.
Try it. Kink it up. Now we're talking. I would not
I would still eat one at a time.
I would not eat anything out of that bag. But I do like that you're inviting a melange. Okay? I do. I also feel like if you're going to buy the sadness that is a Parmesan goldfish cracker, you need to use that shit as a fake crouton in your salad. Like you've got to do something with it for its intended
delicious.
use. Right? I mean, it can't why does it exist? What is the point of that? I mean, the whole thing fills me with such deep trouble.
You know those original goldfish also come in baby size?
They do, and I disavow.
They're harder to open with your teeth when you're soaking
They're
each one.
too small. I thought the babies and the itty bitty pretzels would make an ideal mix, and they don't. They're too small. They lose their goldfishedness. When you start to eat them, they go to paste too quick.
Yeah, they're little.
So it doesn't work. It's no good.
Thank you so much for being a part of our snack time segment. Now we are moving into our Please
this
join
episode
us
not brought to you by Pepperidge Farm
or Snyders Pretzels. As we move gently into our medical section,
Woo!
I did notice that one of your children had a tiny medical procedure this past week.
Huh?
Was it not this past week? The ingrown toenail fixture?
Oh, I saw on the board that it said knee surgery, and I thought,
Oh, we had that too,
what?
but that's my house, not your house.
I was going to say I was confused. My son the college son has had a recurring trouble with an ingrown toenail. And just to say it, I didn't know that this was a thing, but evidently once you get an ingrown toenail, it will recur until it's addressed properly. And so his method of addressing it properly is to is to have a stroke. His method, it didn't work. You did the John Fetterman approach of toe surgery.
See, now I can't cut that out because you made a funny joke.
Oh, we love you, John. Closed captions for the win. Okay, so
you have
now
4 of our votes. And I'm voting for all 4 of us this year.
I
so
can't
just
even
kidding.
vote. Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
So the when you deal with an ingrown toenail, you have to trim it a certain way so that it will eventually grow out and then continue to grow properly. And unfortunately and unwittingly, he was trimming it in exactly the opposite way that it needed to.
Oh.
And so he made the situation worse, thinking he was making it better. And it needed to be addressed just quickly through a little outpatient surgery. So we went and did it. And it was very hilarious because we sat there, and to distract him while this was going on, I started talking about anything I could think about, and including he was talking about the backyard for some reason. I don't even know why. We're talking about our backyard and the woods and this and that, how angry we were about the woods being gone. And then the podiatrist started just sort of casually, really, there's some woods by my house that have been cleared out. And it's, so he just started chatting about it. So we were like, yeah, well, here's what happened at our house. As soon as they clear cut those woods, there were coyote who were displaced and they were just standing and so sad, and owls out in the daytime and foxes. Like, it was crazy how much stuff lived in the woods. It was so sad. And we were just talking about blah, 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 blah. He's like, okay. And so out he goes. And then he came back in while we were waiting to get, the boot for my kid's foot. And he goes, this is a podiatrist now. He goes, so I don't want to make this like really creepy or weird, but I looked up your file when I left our conversation because I'm your neighbor. And I'm like, what? So I had no idea, but he is the absolute, he moved into the house across the street. So the woods I described were his woods, and I didn't know it. And he has no kids. And get this is probably the whole reason I even told you this story. He has a full scale, bigger than his house, Halloween blow up in his front yard with no kids. Fucking weird. It's one of them jack-be-lanterns. Who's the jack?
Bizarre.
Who's that? It looks like a giant erect penis. Who's the Jacko Nightmare Before Christmas? Like, he's just a regular person. I would never have pegged him for one of those ghouly-goony.
An inflatable.
The one who's the Jack guy that's black and all skinny, long black with a big, round, white head and the stitched mouth.
The Nightmare
Before Halloween. Yeah, or Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's got him as a blow-up in his front yard. And I'm like, first of all, you like
what does
feet,
that look at?
You got blow-ups. You checking my file. I don't know how I think about all this. What?
You remember? It is a lot. You remember when Jessica,
yes,
our dear friend Jessica, her across the street neighbor, has all of these blow-ups on their front lawn, and people are getting into car accidents right outside her house because everybody slows down instead of driving
because
past
it's an insane,
road.
like, this just in News at 10 worthy amount of
It
bullshit.
It really is.
On the front lawn. They're like, look at that.
So part of this weekend where I had both kids home, yesterday I was lucky enough to be able to drive second kid back to the University of Delaware. Lucky me. And on my way home, I went to Jessica's house because she's so close and directly between the university and our house. And I almost got in one of those car accidents because they are up. The people across the street not only do the Christmas, like you said it, taller than the house, the blow up nutcracker is usually what I'm used to seeing. They did it for Halloween as well now. And
what are they doing?
I pulled into her driveway and I sent her a text that said, want a hug? And then I wrote, right now. And then I wrote, look out your window. And then I wrote, I guess I missed you. So I called her later. But I almost died because I was going to pull out of her driveway and a car was not looking at the person in front of them pulling out. They were looking at
100%
I hope
looking at
someday
the
dirigibles because I'm going to cut those strings and they're going to fly away. I think everybody
I don't
should
know
do
what
that.
possesses somebody. I really don't. It's an expense that's
Our bill
ongoing.
is not big enough.
It's an expense that's ongoing. You have to pay for the object. You have to pay for the labor to install it. You have to store it and clean it when you're not using it. And you have to pay to erect it every fucking day. Those blowers, you got to blow it so it gets hard. That's how they work. That's how them blowers work, Melissa.
So much dick talk today. You like TikTok? This is dick
I'm
talk.
trying to build our audience. I'm just trying to say.
I have too much money in the bank. I'm going to spend more on my electric bill by blowing this shit up.
I can afford to lose a few friends. Maybe that's what they were thinking. I dislike my neighbors. Giant, erect, whatever. I don't even know what they're called. They're weird. And
they're
the worst
inflatables.
of this,
They're just
inflatables. But my point to you is this. They're not even attractive.
No,
it's
they're
not
kind
the kind
of
of thing. They're super gross.
Yeah.
It would be different. I don't know your position on this because it's not your cultural tradition to do it.
Keep going.
The traditional holly bough, artfully done, Christmas only, winter Northeast decorations where you've got rings, you've got wreaths of evergreen, and you've got little red bows and a light in each window, and sort of you can picture now that there's a snowy lane
Courier and
with
knives.
with a sleigh, a horse-drawn sleigh, and then all of the fence that leads that walkway is trimmed in these boughs, and they're somehow lighted by fairy dust. And I mean, it's just beautiful. And you think, oh, that is gorgeous. Wow,
New
think how
England.
pretty that is, right? And then I think, yeah, and then there's bugs and shit, and people like living, and rats and things, not rats, but raccoons and things that nest in that, so that when
One
you
of
try
them
to take
was
it
a
off,
rat. It was a
you get-
ginormous rat.
you get your okay. I'm just going to stop my career knives moment. I was just going to say how much effort, energy, and tension and frustration, plus
Gross.
ripped up skin, to even install and manage that level of seasonal decor. It's gone in 4 fucking weeks. It takes a whole week to put it up and a whole week to put it down. So now we're down to 2 weeks. I mean, that's podcast math. It checks out. Halloweeners? Halloweeners? I think that the front of my house would be made most welcoming with a 2-story inflatable rat. What?
Well, the man plays with feet all day, so who knows what's going on there.
No, I'm talking about Jessica's neighbor.
Yes. Oh God,
who-
it's awful. Tons of them.
What does the rat have to do with Halloween? Shouldn't it be a ghost? I don't even get it. It's like a
I
turd.
just think it's
Let's put
black and
people
it's
who-
dark and it's I don't know.
Well, I have seen people honestly put those poop emojis as inflatables on their lawn.
Shut up, really?
I absolutely have seen it, and I thought to myself, now I have seen it all. It was not here. We were traveling, and in our travels, we also saw the Trump sales, whatever, headquarters in Virginia. The Trump train. They have a giant tractor trailer it's next to a service station in West Virginia. Wow, it's a very frightening place to be. I'm saying rat inflatables is a bridge too far. And my podiatrist across the street who like to check your file in secret, I don't know why you got these inflatables. You don't even have kids. I feel like at least if you have kids, you're trying to please someone. You're trying
Right.
to please a tiny
You bought
tyrant with
$9
no sense of
toothpaste.
style.
Right,
Thank
right.
you. Yes. They're going to grow up and forget these days, and you can be done with it and put a puncture hole right in that thing's head. But for now, at least they'll have a happy memory of childhood. I get it. If you're an adult and you have no kids, what are you,
got no
doing on the
business.
weekend? What are you doing?
You got no
let's
business.
just think through that weekend. What should we do this weekend, honey? Let's maybe go shop for inflatables, and then also buy them, or should I say, invest in them, and then set them up, store them. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. You
Do
have a
they come
degree
with a
in feet.
patch kit? A degree in feet. Maybe
You
that's
know
a
how
no.
feet work. You don't need this. You don't need this. This was not. You didn't go to foot school for this. I don't think. But I
Foot school
digress.
for a degree in feet. That's really boiling it down to the brass tacks. I had a patient on my couch this week who
Oh.
didn't see a podiatrist. He saw an orthopedic surgeon. He had
We have
his
those
knee
too. Yeah. Mhm.
cleaned out from. So how'd you get a dirty knee inside?
It's
but they
because he's
did.
been sucking on them goldfish crackers instead of eating them. The paste gets into your knee joints, and then all of a sudden your knee don't work. That's why. That's why them fish have such a weird tail.
I don't want to insult myself, but that man knows how to eat goldfish, and it's not my way.
This was
Yeah.
the son, right? This was not the husband.
This was my husband.
Oh, he did get his cartilage just scooped.
Yeah,
Okay.
he got 50% of his meniscus scooped out. So
Yeah, I've had that.
yeah, he had he's been fixed, and he has this incredible cooler that jets water around your knee
Yeah,
called the
they're very cool.
Iceman.
Oh, yeah, they're
Holy fuck.
delightful. It's like a blood pressure cuff, keeps it nice and cold. It's easy, it's clean. You don't have a dick with it. Oh, my God, I'm so excited about surgeries now compared to when we had them. Back in my day, they used
My
to
friend-
pack your meniscus
Yes.
with goldfish paste from Melissa's mouth. It was
Kept it
terrible.
nice and warm. Wait, what?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
this
the
cooler
blood pressure
that-
ice cuff. Tell us.
my friend Brandy said, "You're going to need this here." And I said, "Oh, it's an ice." Stuart actually said, "It's an ice pack. I'll be fine." And then I saw it, and it is business. It seriously goes around and jets
You a
cold.
pro.
It's amazing. I'm his
It's excellent
whore.
for muscle recovery. You're his
Don't-
whore.
Don't leave me at I'm his whore. Refilling that ice every couple of hours. I'm like, I've had coolers keep ice colder than, but you're getting the warm water for after it jets around your knee. I get it. It's amazing. It's life changing. Do not have surgery on your shoulder or your knee or any joint like that. Without this, it's magical. If you follow the fucking directions. But if you are not going to follow the doctor's directions and you think, oh, I don't feel pain, doctor, I have my knee injected with shit that stops me from feeling pain. I'm going to get up and walk on this motherfucking knee. Then you're on your own. I can't.
He's so dumb sometimes.
You're on your own. You are on your own. And here I am yelling at an injured human, feeling like wild shit because why are you yelling at him? He's broken and sitting on the couch.
He's broken in the brain if he won't listen to the doctor and do what he's supposed to fucking do.
The doctor
and he has a
said-
degree in So he went to school to learn
after
about
going to
all
foot
of that.
school.
Right. He has a degree in urgency, so he should know you're supposed to listen
Sit the
when
fuck
someone
down.
says,
Right.
"Thank you."
And I said,
And
yo,
my
when this
other-
goes wrong, I'm not taking care of you again. I'm here now, but
Oh,
not
he
for
knows.
stupidity. I'm
He
here
knows,
now.
and you're not even here now, really.
Barely.
My
I'm
other
barely
favorite
here
is
now.
so you said when you follow the directions. I thought you were talking about the directions for the Aircast or the ice
Iceman?
cuff or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought I had this flashback. Did you
Yeah.
ever hear the story about Dax Shepard not following the directions for
What did
their
he do?
water bed?
This sounds
And
familiar.
he-
What did he do?
He accidentally, you're supposed to like flush it out with some kind of like a saline solution or something. And he grabbed a water bottle that he had been drinking that had like a milk smoothie in it. And he flushed that shit into their water bed. And it like rotted the water
This
bed.
guy smells horrible. It
Over
curdled?
the course of like a week, they were like, "What is that?" And then they figured out that he had used the wrong one. Totally destroyed the bed, and they slept in fucking stinky, spoochy funk for like a week
For
because
at
they
least
don't
a
know.
Right.
Oh,
How'd they figure it out? Dax, dude, that's wrong.
so dumb. I feel
Fellow
like it's,
podcaster.
and the truth is, it's even dumber because I don't even remember how bad it was. This is just my recollection of his stupidity. The actual stupidity is worse. So it's worth a Dr. Google. You should check it out. I invite
I
you.
love that other people's husbands are just as annoying as ours.
Yeah. Especially when they're famous and dumb. I love the dumb famous.
The higher
Really?
you rise, the higher you
Mhm.
rise, the more, what they say about baboons, the more you expose. The higher the tree you rise, the more of your keister you expose to the world. So stay
I
humble.
did not have that baboon theory of success and upward mobility. I'm
You
gonna
do
use it
now.
I do.
You got it
One
now.
more reason to love you, baby. Just keep them learnings coming.
30 seconds with Amy. Are you ready?
Never.
I've got a 30 seconds with Amy for you. I need a stopwatch and I need to hit start. Amy, in the next 30 seconds, tell me as many things as you can name that people collect. Go.
Bananas.
I'm sorry, what?
I feel like I need to start again.
Okay.
Because I said bananas.
Okay. Well, that's dumb.
I meant it. I
Go.
Apples. Books, wine, cheese, glasses, dogs, sweaters, art. People collect art. China, spoons.
Okay, stop. Just stop. Just stop. Just fucking stop.
I have actual tears.
Oh my God. All right, dear listener, while Amy gets herself together, I would like to, which I did not do in the beginning, tell you that this is a segment on our show that began when I told Amy that I can't handle timers. They really upset me. And she told me that I was a fucking punk and that timers are nothing, that she's sharp as a tack and she's got this. So I started a segment called 30 Seconds with Amy, where within 30 seconds she has to name as many of whatever topic I give her. And today the topic, as you heard, is things people collect.
Oh.
Amy's first
wow.
response was bananas. So I absolutely stopped the timer because obviously She recognized that's ridiculous. So I stopped the timer. This is just a recap. I restarted it, and she said apples after she repeated bananas again. So you have another opportunity this week to defend Amy's defenselessness.
I meant like kitchen. In that case, I meant like kitchen apples, like people who have like they collect apples, like. Like in your kitchen.
I don't.
Like if you're a teacher or something and you have an apple, like bananas, I actually visualized a bunch of bananas as a fruit that you would eat. And then my brain said no. And then I laughed a lot. And then I came back to, okay,
no,
but
you
what
didn't
are
say no out loud.
Then I thought, here's the process. Then I thought, what are collectible fruits? And then I went to apples because teachers collect them as like a figurine.
I think where you went wrong when I asked you things people collect is by saying fruits. What are collectible?
Yeah. I heard it. I hear it now.
What's perishable that I could collect for less than a week?
Milk.
Because it's going to smell like Dax Shepard's waterbed in a matter of seconds.
There are no bananas in my environment. There's nothing yellow. I mean, everything is yellow, but there's no bananas. I don't even understand where that came from. We don't have any bananas in the house right now.
I'd like to tell you had 9, but some of them are indefensible. So
you got to give me apples because that's a real thing. People do collect them.
No, they don't. But
we're gonna get some feedback on this one, Finger. We absolutely people collect
apples. That's fine.
Glasses? I don't know.
Amy, do you collect anything? Because this is how I always love seeing you go wrong.
I do. I have a lot of collections. So,
and are any of them?
Many of them are in this room. And I would look at them, the book. So stop laughing so hard. Come on, man. I really tried.
They're in the room where you're sitting, and you can't come up with any of them.
I didn't think about it that way.
You put wine in there. Wine was good. There are people who collect wine.
There's art in here, so I got art. Okay.
That's two.
I have a collection of crystal vases. I have them. Then there's a collection of trophies up there, which are not mine. Like I collect vintage trophies.
Nor were they on your list of things you collect.
I collect vintage trophies because it makes me really sad that a trophy that somebody fucking won or a team worked to win is now in a fucking resale shop because you punk dick kids couldn't be bothered to keep it when your ancestors and forebears did all that work. So fuck you. It's up there on the shelf and I polish them and I keep them nice. And plus they look fun. They're like they look like trophies in cups, big ones with engraved shit and people's dates and names on it. You couldn't find him. His name is on it. It's not like a wallet with no license in it. So I have trophies that I collect. Anyway, yeah, books. I have a lot of books. So I treated that like a collection, even though I don't really. I have political figurines. They're over there on the shelf, still in the box. So
None of these popped up on your list of things you collect.
No.
Fruit, shockingly, was the first.
Badges. I collect badges. I have
here's
one right here. Yeah, I have badges everywhere all the time. I keep them soft, hard, all types.
I think you can tell a lot about a person by what they collect.
Oh no! Why didn't you start there? I would have edited this list significally.
To what? Apples and bananas?
Sweaters. I don't collect
I like
them.
to eat, collect apples.
I don't
and
remember.
bananas.
Did I come up with anything good? I mean, I guess somebody collects the sweaters, right?
T-shirts. You said dogs in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I'm a collector.
There you go. Now we're getting it. Now we're
if
getting
you
somewhere.
heard that someone collected knives. Yeah. Do you feel safe judging that person just a little?
Yes. Yeah. It's not nice. I don't like that.
I'm curious what my new neighbor collects. Remembering that my new neighbor is the one who asked my old neighbor, how much money do you make? And
oh my God, I'm so glad that you brought up your crazy neighbor, and I've already done what I didn't want to do. So here we go.
By calling her crazy?
I was so uncomfortable with that episode last week. I was so uncomfortable. I was so mean to that woman. I don't want to be a mean person.
She probably
I don't want to be a mean person. She has some fantastic qualities, and she's going to do just fine. She's going to do just fine. I feel like I was overly critical of her. She wasn't making a choice, okay?
She did. She made a choice to ask wildly uncomfortable questions.
No, the foot doctor across the street with that inflatable made a choice about the inflatable, and I will talk about the inflatable as a choice. When she stood in your neighbor's yard, and when she had her kids driving all over everybody, and when she acted like she doesn't fucking know how to live on the planet, it's
Correct.
because she doesn't fucking know how to live on the planet. That's very different than making a choice that I know how to live on the fucking planet and fuck you where I park, and meanwhile drop her drawers and poop in your yard. That's somebody who is actively making a choice. She was not making a choice. Someone who comes up to you with crazy eye energy
Yes.
and says, how much do you weigh? Where's your husband's dick? Can I go into your bathroom? This is not someone who understands anything about neighborhood life. So she's got to learn it, right?
She has another
it's like a
lesson
stray
coming
dog.
to her. She has
What's
another
that?
lesson coming because my next door neighbor sent me a video of the truck that delivered new chairs for her house pulling out of the driveway. Not only hit into the other neighbor's mailbox, but then pulled over it straight to make it completely flat. It's Flat Stanley is her mailbox in the middle of the cul-de-sac. And I thought, well, that's what you get for asking somebody how much they weigh or how much their husband makes and what kind of car they're spending money on to give to their kid.
Troublesome neighbor now has Flat Stanley mailbox. Yeah. I thought troublesome neighbor flattened someone else's mailbox. No, she's the victim in this flattening.
So I have a text in the, you know how you type a text to somebody and you don't send it yet and it sits there in that little message area? I'm writing my current neighbor, not the new neighbor, my old neighbor, to say, is it okay if I text new neighbor that I left her a check in her mailbox for... Or I just baked her some cookies and put them in her mailbox, and her mailbox at the end of the driveway
now gone. Yeah,
is just flat as can fucking be. It is like street flat. That must have been some truck delivering all of those chairs. Just wiped it out like it was nothing. So welcome to the neighborhood. I just flattened your fucking mailbox. By the way, ask me again how much I weigh, bitch.
Oh, my God. Welcome to Philadelphia is another thing that I could just say to you. That's all. Blah, blah. Anyway, what she's doing is not a violation of it. What she's doing skirts any reasonable analogy in this way. She's coming in and assuming that she can talk about anything when that's not been cleared by you or any other group. And she's doing it in such a way where it makes you wonder, how is this even happening?
What's wrong with her? Right.
Right. It makes you think that we were equals a minute ago because we are equal shares as neighbors, right?
In our neighborhood,
all neighbors are equal. We are in this community together. But now you come in and you are so clearly outside the group. It makes us wonder how to deal with you because you're not even doing things in an adult way. It's almost like, how are we supposed to, would you even get it if we said to you, those are some really personal questions? Maybe that's, and I'm not going to talk about that with you.
That's the exact phrase that I'm going to use. Wow.
Yeah.
And I saw it on a TikTok. Somebody said, I'm surprised you felt comfortable enough with me to ask questions like that. Like, that's interesting. Just absolutely turning it around. Like, this is a you issue and not a Melissa's going to tell you what her husband makes. Like, you're out of your mind.
Right. And so, but that's the sort of thing where is the goal to help her assimilate and understand that these questions are unwelcome everywhere all the time? Or is the goal to shut down that part of the conversation right now and move on? That, to me, is the real question. And that's where the question is no longer a question. It's just a complication because the person hit the mailbox. You don't get the luxury of deciding, I'm just going to ignore this, swat this bug away, and then go somewhere where the bug isn't.
Anywhere else, right.
Because now the bug is in the kitchen.
Yeah.
The bug is in the kitchen. And so it's you either get to ignore it and keep being irritated by it. You have the conversation and begin the long journey of, does this person even get it? Are they even interested in having, or are they doing it purposefully? Whatever.
Right. All right, let's get into it. Come in my house and look at my collection of bananas and apples and
stop
antique
you.
trophies. And
Stop
we will
you.
talk about why you're so fucking weird. You have one more
You're
thing.
not nice.
You said you collect art, hidden butt art for Jesus.
Hidden butt art for Jesus. It's so good. It's so good. You know when you were talking about earlier today taking the Flintstones vitamins?
Yeah.
Well, my good friend, while growing up, would have brief moments where both her parents were away, meaning just away for the afternoon, and she and her sister would have really investigational, raucous time. And once they decided they were going to get real healthy, and they ate an entire bottle of Flintstones vitamins just in a sitting. They just decided we're getting healthy right now. So both of them ate it. And that's how they got to know Ipecac syrup. So the reason we were laughing about this horrible childhood memory. She was like, oh my God, you have no idea. You have no idea the disastrous shit we would get up to when we were kids. And I'm like, that's pretty.
Well, aren't there 8
disastrous.
of them? How many kids are in that family?
It was she and her sister alone.
Oh.
She and her sister alone ate
a whole bottle.
Each a bottle. Because they tasted good and they thought we're going to get healthy. Yeah. And it's like stomach pump. Okay, so no good. Super bad, gross. Okay. And in that conversation of laughing and all the stupid stuff that kids do, then she says something I never knew, right? And she says, well, my son told me in freshman year in high school, he told me that every year in grade school, starting in grade 2, he would draw a butt. In whatever art project he was doing in school, he would draw butt cheeks in his art products. And he would hide them.
Butt? Oh, my God.
And he would hide butt in every single art project he had ever done in all of grade school. And no one ever found them.
That's amazing.
There's a butt, and he started. They could pull them out, and he's like, "There it is, there it is." There were butts in every fucking piece of art he had ever made, and I couldn't love him more. I'm so impressed with this. This feels like a life challenge. This feels like there needs to be. We need to secretly hide butts and stuff, right? This is the reverse of putting stuff in your butt. Hide butts everywhere. I love it.
Mallory
and the fact
does,
that the
my
art
daughter
teacher
does
never
that.
saw. Oh, what does she do?
Penises everywhere.
Oh, okay.
She draws. She has with Post-its. She has a penis on her window and made out of Post-its at college. But when we were building our shore house, she drew penises on the wall before it was painted. And then the contractor called me and said, "Melissa," I'm like, yeah. I see the drawings you left for me. And I'm like, no, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. I'm more impressed that his mother, your friend, kept all of the art and could go back and see the butts.
I'm just enraged, honestly, that it was never identified prior to that moment. I mean,
love
don't you
it.
see faces and things all the time? It's like
Yes.
Once you see the butt, once you see the heart, you can never unsee it. It's always there. So I'm super excited about butt art. And I've thought of you and your potty art.
How's that for Jesus?
Oh, because he went to a Jesus school, so it was also his way of saying, because he didn't want to be at the Jesus school, so he didn't like their policies.
I love that.
So it was an anti-Jesus butt protest silent art.
Meanwhile, it's possible that he gets this from his mother, who ate a whole jar of Flintstones vitamins. So
she's very healthy now. Yes.
Definitely comes by it honestly. I love it when our kids play a long game. Like, to me, that is an intense sign of intelligence, and I fucking love a good long game.
Well, I can hear you trying to wrap up, but the best long game ever goes to my best friend's husband. The absolute best long game ever. It's so good. I may have even brought it up on pod before. When he was in high school and just learning to drive, he wrecked the passenger side of the car, broke the taillight in the front, bent the bumper of the car, wrecked it, right? Gathered up all the pieces, put them in his backpack, and parked the car in such a way where he hoped no one would see it. And for 3 days, he kept ushering his mom to the driver's side and opening the door for her and getting her in until he could park the car at a shopping mall when they were together. And then when they came out to the car together,
he dropped all those pieces.
He dropped all the pieces around the car, brought her to the front of the car and said, "Look what happened to the car."
Oh my God.
And he got away with it for his whole life. He told her, I want to say 4 years ago, he told her that he'd done this as a teen.
What are you thankful for? I'm thankful, Mom, you never
Fantastic.
found out that I wrecked your car and then blamed.
That's the long game of devious smartitude. I mean, that's getting it. That's making it happen. You got to have respect.
That is impressive.
That's hidden butt art. I mean, that's you can make a commitment, right? You're in it. You're doing it. I love it.
Fugazi has another, I don't know if she wants me to share this after. She'll tell me if she wants me to cut it. Has another Instagram page of all the faces, all the places. What's it called?
Oh, yeah. I don't remember. I think it's called Faces Every Places. I'll actually post it. I stopped posting to it because my kids gave me so much shit. But I am compelled when I see a face shape in something that's not a face to take a picture of it. And I had so many of them, I started posting them. And then my kids gave me so much crap about it, I stopped posting them. But it's a fun little thing. And there's a lot of people who do this. So I will put the actual URL and I'll post. I've probably got 30 in my phone right now that haven't been
to
posted.
the point where she comes out of my powder room and says, "I found one." And I said, "I don't know what you were looking for in the bathroom, but I'm glad you found it." There's your hardwood floor has these knots in it in such a way
really
that
good face.
that there's
Your
a face.
hardwood floor has a really good face.
I
in
see
your
it all the
potty.
time now. I see it every day now. I'm like, I'm going to use this
Can't
bathroom
unsee
because
it. You can't unsee it.
looking back at me. And if there was a butt looking back at me, I'm just wondering how I'd feel about that. Dear listener, thank you for listening. Thank you for turning us on. We hope we did the same for you. We love that you download and listen every week. We love all of that. We love watching our numbers soar, and we love you. So thanks for coming out. Thanks for listening. And
We'll catch you next week, people.
All righty.
Bye.